Hi everyone, it's Maive, welcome back to my channel. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, so the pendant I'll be making in today's tutorial is inspired by the poster for the upcoming movie Dead Men Tell No Tales, which I can't wait to see. All the materials I used will be listed in the description. I started from a sheet of black polymer clay to make the pendant all with one piece of clay, then I traced the shape and cut it out with a knife. Then I began to stretch and flatten the bones slightly so that they look like they're coming from behind the skull, and I kept the end of the bones quite large so I could either shape them smaller or remove clay if I needed to, which to me is much easier than having to add more. Next I added a piece of clay that was thicker at the back to make the skull even higher than the bones and blended. Once everything was blended, I started to mark where I wanted the eyes, the nose and mouth to be, and began by shaping the eye sockets. Even though this is not an exact replica of the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie poster, I did look at it to have some sort of reference as for the style. After pushing the clay at the temples, I started to push the clay at the cheeks. I usually think of a triangle shape from the top of the nose to the sides of the chin and try not to touch that area when I'm shaping the cheeks. Next I started to shape the nostrils by poking with a pointy tool and then smoothing the clay out. Then I moved on to the bridge of the nose and the brow bones. I made the brow bones much sharper than those you'd find in a real skull, but that is just the style I chose for this pendant because I wanted it to look smoother. Next I shaped the mouth and removed some clay because I thought it was too much and shaped it again. To make the teeth I used a needle to get the lines as thin as possible. I did the same for the lower teeth after adding a bit more clay. Then I removed some clay from the chin and shaped it. Next I moved on to the bones, which I made thinner at the joint with the skull, but not too thin so as to weaken them. I also looked at the poster to have an idea on how to shape them. After that, I traced a line down the center of the forehead, starting from the top of the nose. I didn't add a lot of texture to the bones, I only used my pointy silicone tool to stipple some tiny holes, but you can use a toothbrush too for extra texture. I traced lines between the skull and the bones and softened them with my silicone tool. To make the missing teeth, I simply pushed the clay back where I wanted the gap to be. I defined the brow bones a lot more on the sides and then used gold mica powder to dust the bones only. If you don't have any mica powders, you can also use eyeshadows. After that, I added a much darker colour, which I also used to add colour to a couple of teeth. Then I baked it for 30 minutes at 110 degrees Celsius. Once cool, I painted the skull black using acrylic paint. Using a very small amount of gold alcohol ink, I added details around the eyes and nose. I also added a wash of black acrylic paint on the bones, blotting the excess with a tissue. Once everything had dried, I glazed the pendant with Fimo gloss a couple of times for a glossy finish, letting the first layer dry before applying the second. After letting the gloss dry completely, I drilled a hole on top of the skull with a nail art drill and added a bronze screw bale with a little glue for extra strength. And that is my finished pirate pendant. If you liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! Ciao ciao!